Welcome back, beautiful. It is I, Adriana. Today's video is going to show you how it is that I assemble an authentic pack of Backwoods rillos. This is just a wrapper that I designed myself. So first things first, I'm going to use my handy dandy paper trimmer to cut it out. When I printed it out from my computer, I printed it onto a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And I did make sure that it printed with these nice little print marks, so it just kind of visually allows me to see where it is that I'm cutting without, cutting anything off that's not correct. My paper trimmer is from Cricut. However, if you don't have a paper trimmer, absolutely no worries. Just use a pair of scissors. It's no biggie whatsoever. In case you're wondering, the template that I used to design this, I do have it as a part of my Patreon membership, which I will link down below in case you're wondering. It is just a blank template for you to be able to design on top of to create your own authentic backwoods. Now, once I've cut it out, all I'm going to do is fold it in half like a little book. Now, the paper that I'm using is Koala Glossy Photo Paper, and that paper tends to catch the oils from my fingertips. So I'm going to be very careful with how I handle this. I'm going to try to actually not use the tips of my fingers just so that that oil transfer doesn't happen. So this is the regular pack of Backwoods. I went and bought these cigars. I don't smoke cigars anymore, but I needed to, of course, use them to measure. So I'm just making sure right here visually that so far everything is going so good. All right, next, go ahead and open it up. Again, it should look like a little book right now. You're gonna grab a sandwich bag. I happen to use these IKEA bags because what you need is the zipper part of a sandwich bag. You can use even a gallon size, just like this. I do have tons of different sizes of sandwich bags in my home because I love their zippers. But for this particular video, I'm gonna go ahead and just use the IKEA bag. Just because it's kind of a decent size. And I'm going to trim off this excess plastic because I don't need it. All right, so from here, I'm going to be using some double-sided adhesive tape. This tape happens to be from Dollar Tree, but just an FYI, I no longer use this tape. I only use the Hippie Crafter adhesive tape. So I'm going to place 2 strips of tape on the front of this little zipper part and 2 strips on the back. Once I'm done doing that, I'm gonna then cut off the excess top part of this. So all of this blue part, I don't need that. I need a very slim piece of zipper because I don't have much space to work with when it comes to this Backwoods wrapper. So it should look something like this. Really, anything that's not tape should be cut off. And just to visually show you, this is where it's gonna go once we glue it later. And there's a little bit of excess at the top and bottom of this strip, so I'm gonna go ahead and trim that off. If you have more, then go ahead and trim off more. What I want to do is be able to fit it on the edge of my little booklet shaped piece of paper here, while still leaving about 1 centimeter at the top and 1 centimeter at the bottom where I can later on place some glue. All right, so I hope that makes sense so far. Right, and then what I'm going to go ahead and do here is use some hot glue. I do highly advise you use hot glue, not double-sided adhesive tape for this next step. But again, that's just, something that I prefer. So using my hot glue, I'm going to glue down at the bottom here of the right-hand side of this little booklet-shaped piece of paper, but I'm going to leave a tiny space unglued at the bottom right and at the top right. Once I've done that, I'm going to then firmly press it down. Again, trying not to get the oils from my fingertips on this photo paper because it will show later on. So this is what that looks like after I've glued it. Now, the next step is going to be to create a fold that goes about 1/3 of the way. So you see where that Backwoods logo ends? That's kind of where I want that crease to be. I'm going to fold this flap over. And, kind of visually, it looks like I'm creating like a fold for an envelope. So that's kind of what you want it to look like. Again, we're creating folds that look similar to what the actual pack of Backwoods looks like. So as you can see, my front part looks like a totally normal front part, of a Backwoods wrapper. I'm then gonna go ahead and just stick this straight into my handheld paper crimper and create a couple of crimps at the top and the bottom. A paper crimper is not required, so if you don't have one, don't stress out. And if you're wondering what kind of crimper is best, any handheld crimper will work best for you. All right, so we gave that a little bit of nice professional look to it. Again, I'm just visually checking to make sure that everything looks good right here. Obviously, because I want it to match, you know, with the authentic pack itself. All right, so from here, I'm gonna go ahead and open up this little flap. Remember, we left like the very, very tip of edges with no glue. And this is why. You see this nice little flap here? Our little strip of zipper, that's where that's gonna go. So if you put glue there, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to start over. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the backing of this adhesive tape so that I can expose the adhesive from one side of my zipper. Just for right now, just do one side. All right, so that means that the back side of this still has the covering of the adhesive tape on it. All right, so once you stick this down, by the way, you cannot move it. So be very, very careful right here for this step. You want to make sure that you're placing it right in the center of this whole sheet, leaving that 1 centimeter of space at the top and that 1 centimeter of space at the bottom. By the way, I did not measure this. When I say 1 centimeter, I mean, it's just, you know, with my eye is what I'm looking at. Now, grabbing my favorite little tweezers, I'm going to go ahead and remove the little protective layer of the adhesive tape from the other side. Once you do this, wait for the next step. Do not press down, okay? Just expose that adhesive. Then grab your hot glue again. And this is where we're gonna put some more hot glue on that little centimeter at the top and that little centimeter of space that we left at the bottom. Now go ahead and press down firmly, okay? Now, of course, you might have a little bit of glue that squeezes out. That's perfectly okay. We'll deal with that in a sec. All right, and then, of course, get rid of any stray, you know, strings of glue. Ugh, I hate those, don't you? So from here, I want to make sure that it still folds well, which it does. So far, so good. The paper's not being weird. I'm going to go ahead and cut off real quick any excess pieces that I see here, like this little white edge. You guys know already I'm a perfectionist little Virgo. I can't help it. But I mean, if somebody's buying these from you or if somebody's gifting them, you want it to look professional. You want it to look good. You want them to be excited. And to me, that means that it should basically be as perfect as possible. I'm sorry, but that's just my opinion. So I am going to use my trusted scissors to trim off any of the excess here and get rid of that. From here again, I'm just folding it to make sure that it's not being weird. It's not like, you know, folding weird. And I'm going to go ahead and open up the zipper to test this out as well. I always do that. You need to quality control test your items. So far, oh my God, it's coming out really, really good. And if you open it up, it has that nice little pouch ready for some cigars to go in there. I really do love the IKEA little baggies because they open up so smoothly. I don't know, I just really like them. You should try them. So I'm going to grab the pack of Backwoods. Again, they look very similar, the shape-wise and all that. And I'm actually going to go ahead and stick these in there to show you how easy it is to place them in here now. It doesn't fight me, it doesn't argue with me. It goes in there nice and neat, which is exactly what we want. And it leaves enough space here to where the actual pack is not interfering with my zipper, which is exactly what I wanted. And then we're going to go ahead and just zip that closed. Just a little FYI behind the scenes fact, I did actually have to recreate this Backwoods template about 3 or 4 times before I finally got the dimensions right, before everything finally assembled correctly. So I wasted a lot of paper and a lot of time doing this. So I really hope that you guys are grateful for it. You know, I hope that you guys like it. I don't know about you, but honestly, I love it. I mean, look at this. Nice and tight is how it's sealed. And I mean, it looks just like a legit pack of Backwoods. I mean, I love the color. I love the gloss. Again, that koala paper gloss. I just haven't been able to find it anywhere else. Oh, it just looks so good. These will make such great gifts. Oh, this is just, it's beautiful. And of course, once, you know, the person goes to smoke their cigars, it opens up very, very easily. Again, it's, thank goodness to that IKEA sandwich bag zipper. And then they can just pull out their cigars because it fits the entire thing. Ta-da! All right, so that is pretty much it. I sell my wrappers empty. I cannot be responsible for selling tobacco products, so I just sell the wrappers. But yeah, so if you guys liked it, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, find me on social media. I will see you guys next time. Bye.